So today, it's a gloomy day, it's raining. My plans got foiled because of the weather, but it's not all for nothing. Sometimes this is what I do in my spare time is I drive around and I simply go scouting. Scouting for anything. It could be a trail to hike, trails to hunt, lakes to fish and canoeing, camping, all this kind of stuff. So today I'm going to drive around. I got my rifle with me because it's bear season. Bear is open. So I'm not actively hunting bear, but should the opportunity arise, and the conditions are ideal, I'll definitely harvest. So join up. Let's go for a drive and see if we can find some interesting waters that we can paddle later this summer. Right now it's still a ban on Crown land camping. The fire ban has been lifted, so it's looking up now to the Corona thing. But without access to Crown land for overnighters, it kind of does limits things. But just none the same, I do a lot of day trips, so today is a day trip really. So let's go riding around and see what we can find of any interest out in these woods in beautiful Northern Ontario. Let's do this. Beautiful campsite. There's a lake nearby, that's why this campsite is here. That blue tarp in there is going to be an outhouse. And if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go use it. Ever drive by a road 1,000 times and always wonder what's at the end of that road? That's what today is. Let's go see what's at the end of this road. I'm driving around. Let's go scouting. It's full on black fly season. It's on real good. It's all over. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it's everywhere. Here's I stopped in here. I pulled over, saw something of interest. That green pole right there. And that's a good example of when you're out scouting around, you see stuff. This is why I do this kind of thing, is you discover things. And this pole, I have no idea what it is. I haven't walked up to it yet. I'm going to do that with you guys. We're going to go investigate. I'm in the middle of nowhere right here. And this is Crown land, and I have no idea what that is. Let's go see. It's a well. That's really strange to me. Why would a well be punched down into middle of nowhere like this is beyond me. Very well built. 4-inch square tubing, 1/8 wall. Got a ring for a padlock so it could be locked up. And I mean, I'm in the middle of blackfly country, and there's a road that's kind of like being built there, but it's just brushing, no bulldozing, no nothing. So it's yeah, it's a bit weird. If anybody has any idea what's going on, why this would be in the middle of nowhere, let me know down below. I'd like to know who, if the ministry would be doing this or what. Let's hit that road. Let's go keep trucking down the road and see what else we can find here today. Well, there's another well I just found, but this one's got a tag on it. It's mounted upside down, but it says Ontario well tag. Protect your well. Well regulations, and with some kind of number, probably a registration number. Very interesting. I'm going to be researching that. This is a nice spot right here. I used to come here years ago. I haven't been here in a long time. I didn't know if I could even drive in here anymore. The last time I was here, I had to four-wheel drive my way in with my Jeep. The one that you see in my garage when I do some garage videos. I used to come here and do some fishing on these waters. There's some beautiful water system right here. And I'm glad that I'm able to get in here with my truck. And I'm definitely going to put this on the list of to do this summer. I'm going to bring you guys on these waters later on this season. Look for it. I'm going to take you here. Let's go closer to the water. I'll give you a bit of a snapshot of what's out there. Those dark clouds behind me, that's the reason why I'm not on the water today. So this is part of the scouting mission. And yeah, that's it right there, guys. This is the beauty of it. And I'm going to take you here someday. This summer, I'll do it for you guys. Let's go. Let's hit the road. Let's go see some other places that I have in my sights. I have some other destinations that I want to get to. And it's all about the canoeing this today. All these destinations that I'm going to try to get to. It's all about places to go with the canoe. So let's keep on trucking. Whenever you're out scouting, it's always a good idea to bring a fishing rod, because you just never know. So I'm writing a note, and with the GPS, good example right now, I pulled off because I saw this water here. There's a large culvert going across this gravel road, and there's a creek on that side, crosses over, and it goes into here, and it goes out into a lake, and my GPS is telling me what the name of the lake is. So now I'm making a note of the name of the lake, and when I get back home, I'm going to do some research online, see if there's any information on that lake, fish species, or if there's any bathymetric maps or something like that, anything of any use. And the next thing I'm going to do, once I'm done writing my notes, I'm going to take off, and the next mile marker I see, I'm going to write down the mile marker, and I'll write a note just before mile marker, whatever it's going to be. And that way there, in the future, if I choose to do something different, I can review my notes and say, oh yeah, I remember that place, I'm going to go try that out. And I'm going to load up, come in here. It's easy, very easy. I mean, there's no portage and nothing. All I got to do is park off to the side of the road a little bit, make sure I'm not in anybody's way, drop the canoe, and off we go, exploring and fishing and maybe camping. Who knows, it could be a nice camping spot out there. It's all about finding these things out, right? So I'm going to finish my notes, and then we're going to keep cruising. So I'm pulled off on the side of the road right now. I'm getting hungry. I'm going to have a bite to eat. I'm going to have lunch, and I'm going to eat it in my truck, because out there the black flies are just horrendous right now. And while I'm eating, I just wanted to mention this thing right here. GPS, indispensable tool. When you're out like this, like I'm scouting today, and I have a destination right now, I'm trying to find a cluster of small lakes that are full of speckled trout. They're actually stocked with speckled trout. So I'm trying to locate these lakes, and without that GPS, it'd be a nightmare out here. There's so much land, there's so many roads, there's so much going on without it. But more importantly is I have back road maps loaded in here. And even though this is probably 10 years old, it's outdated, it's still absolutely indispensable tool. So I'll keep you updated. The girls want to eat as well. Yeah, I know you do. So I'm gonna eat, and I'll bring you back on, guys. Hopefully I'll make it to my destination that I'm trying to find anytime soon. And when I do, I'll put you back on track with what's going on, and yeah, see what we find out there. All right. I wasn't planning to go that way anyways. Well, there it is. There's the first of the cluster of small lakes that I wanted to look for. So I'm reaching my destination slowly. It was an easy ride in. And then I have a road here, a trail going into the woods that leads up to more of these small lakes. So let's get back to the truck. I still have some more scouting to do. I have more lakes to find. I'm in the general area. And here's something you see everywhere out in the back country. Here in Northern Ontario, you get thunder boxes everywhere. Usually those are left behind by previous moose hunters. And they're very common people. They go out and they camp out in areas. They'll put out thunder boxes like that, and they leave them there. They don't take their shit out. I don't know. You know, it's the logging industry that makes it possible that I have access to all this wilderness, right? And it's quite a deeply rooted thing, the logging industry here in the north. And every time I come across something from the old logging era, I always stop and have a look. And actually, it used to be a bit of a hobby of mine to explore old logging camps from the early 1900s and stuff like that. So now today, right now, I'm driving by a piece of equipment. I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show it to you. I know some people are like me. They love to see this old equipment. So hang tight. I'm going to turn the camera around. We'll do a walk around this little piece of equipment here. Look at this cool old dozer. In all its rusty glory. There's the gas tank. Just a little guy. But back in the day, this would have been a serious machine. One thing's for sure is, back in the day, men were men. Open cab, no protection from the sun, no protection from the flies. This little guy would have been plowing roads through this landscape for other machinery to come in and cut down some trees. Also, people can hoard toilet paper. This is quite old because you see the spark plug holes there. So this is a gas job. Nowadays it's all diesel, so just the fact that this was a gasoline powered machine, I'm gonna say, I don't know, I'm gonna take a shot in the dark that this is maybe from the 20s to 30s. There's some remnants of some yellow paint, so like probably a Caterpillar. Pretty cool old machine. Okay, let's get back on the road. So just quickly, another thing before you go out and scouting, and at least before I go out and do any scouting, my scouting starts at home. It's on the computer, and Google Earth is a monster in disguise, I'm telling you, because I can sit in front of the computer on Google Earth and I can spend hours and hours and hours scanning the landscape. And when you're out scouting around, that's where it starts for me. Google Earth. I pick an area of interest and I start looking, and I write notes, roads, highways, name of lakes, and then that's where I base my plan from. After that, then I take off and I go and I do my exploring from there. So if this is something you want to do, my suggestion to you is Google Earth first and foremost. Start there, then move on to the maps, because Google Earth can throw you a curveball, right? Because that's not imaging in real time. For example, the image you're looking at may be years old, and marshlands can change and things like that. So you're always, it's a point of reference, I guess, is the best way of saying it. You can't take it as written in stone. What you're going to find is what you saw on Google Earth, but it is a good point of reference. If you're going to go scouting, make sure you bring gas. You can leave home with a plan. Your plan will change a dozen times throughout the day, and you really don't know where you're going to end up. Bring gas.